This is a blog for Friday the 10th of October urban class. The aim of the session was to create and deliver a warm-up for an urban lesson. By the end of the lesson we should have identified the warming up needs for an urban lesson, looking at major muscle group and urban requirements. In groups we were to create a warm-up that is specific for urban and focuses on the major muscle groups, deliver a warm-up for an urban class and recap all previous choreographed material. Some of the major muscle groups used in urban class are biceps and triceps, which are used for movements such as whacking, because they're quite fast and vigorous arm movements and they require a lot of energy. Abdominal, used when doing movements such as isolations. Deltoid, used when doing head movements. Gluteus maximus, which can be used to get low into movements, and quadriceps, used when doing movements that involved bending at the knee. So in my group I had Katie and Vicky. So Vicky decided to do a warm-up focusing on arm movements, so focusing on stamina, which is good because you need to be able to have a lot of stamina and discipline to hold positions in urban that might be uncomfortable and a little bit painful. So she did arm movements that really tested people, like keeping their arms up and moving their arms, which was good, because the arms are quite important in urban dance because they're used quite a lot to like express something or open up the body. For Katie's warm-up she focused on the legs and the core. She started doing some sit-ups, which is good because you need a lot of core strength in dance regardless, so it's like the foundations. And she did these sequences on the floor where you swing your hips, so it was opening up the hips, which you need anyway because in urban it's quite low movements, so you need to be able to get into a plie or grand plie to get low to the floor, to give more attitude to it and to get further into the position that you need to be in. For my warm-up, I decided to do stuff that would raise the heartbeat, because that's what you do for a warm-up. You need to raise the heartbeat to get yourself prepared and in the zone for the session. So I did like joggings and runnings on the spots and these sequences where you go down for 4, out for 4 and then gradually build it up. That raises the heartbeat. By the end of it everyone was sweating, which was good, so that's what you need, because that shows that they're warmed up. And so the video I've put up is a small section of my warm-up of me getting everyone in the class to jog on the spot, then do quick sprints, and then jog on the spot and quick sprints. And then the second video I've put up is isolations, which are key in urban because it's quite like popping and stuff, so your positions need to be sharp. So like an isolation is isolating the core, the ribs, and then the hips, so like movements like that need to be really isolated. So not just that, they need to be like bam 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 bam, so they need to be really hitted and on point. So I did some isolations with the class, and we've not done that isolation sequence that I did there before, so I thought that was really nice that they got to do that, because I learnt a lot from doing that isolation routine, and I've become more on point with my isolations thanks to that. So that's why I did that. My strengths of the session were knowing why we need to do a warm-up and what warm-ups do. They raise the heartbeat, they get you focused in the session, and they prevent injury. My weakness was not knowing a lot of names of the muscles or what they did, which I kind of need to know because then I can improve in other areas. So if they say, oh Jess, you need to, for example, work on your core, and I don't know what my core is, or I think my core's something else than what it is, I could be doing the wrong exercises from what the tutors are telling me for feedback to improve. So that's why you need to know the muscle groups and what they do. My target for next session is, if I were to do the warm-up again, I'd make it more suitable to an urban class. The isolations were relevant, yeah, but I feel I could have done my warm-up more energetic, because that's what urban is. It's energetic, it's pushing, it's challenging, so I think I could have made it more challenging. And to educate myself more on muscle groups, as this will help me in other classes for flexibility. So if I need to really work on a certain muscle in my leg, I'll know which muscle they're talking about, and I'll look at exercise I can do for that certain muscle that will help me. So it will all be relevant, and it'll all aid in helping me become more flexible or more core strong or anything like that. And that concludes this blog.